Assalamu alaikum viewers. So today topics is DO, BOD and COD. So today I will discuss about DO, BOD and COD. So what is the meaning of this? DO means dissolved oxygen, BOD means biochemical or biological oxygen demand, and COD means chemical oxygen demand. So normally we know this, in the water organic, inorganic compound are available. Normally in the water dissolved oxygen are available. Dissolved oxygen, what is the function of this? Normally in the water present bio and plant. So this bio and plant, for living, for surviving, these bios and plant required oxygen, because without oxygen not possible to live. Not only this, man also cannot live without oxygen. So for living required oxygen. This oxygen taken from the environment by photosynthesis process. So all water are present dissolved oxygen. Without dissolved oxygen, this microorganism cannot survive. So that's why dissolved oxygen are available all of the water. So I hope you understand, if dissolved oxygen more present in the water, so it is good water. If dissolved oxygen percentage is less in the water, that time it is bad water, because if dissolved oxygen not available, that means other impurities will be more. If other impurities more, that time dissolved oxygen percentage will be less. DO means dissolved oxygen. Dissolved oxygen. Okay. So now I am telling what is the meaning of BOD and what is the function of this. So BOD means biochemical or biological oxygen demand. If you think this is the one types of basin. So in this point available water. Normally in the water present organic, inorganic compound. Organic compound containing carbon contain. Carbon contain means food, animal waste, sugar, oil, grease, all are carbonic content. So in the water present also microorganism. That means in the water bacteria also available. But for living the bacteria required food or carbonic content. That's why this bacteria decompose the organic compound. Why it will decompose organic compound? Because for living bacteria required food. So this food are available on the carbonic content. So that's why this bacteria will try to decompose the carbonic content. But how it will decompose? For decomposing the carbonic content, this bacteria required energy. But this bacteria will get energy from the oxygen. I told you before, in the water available dissolved oxygen. By helping of oxygen, this bacteria decompose the carbonic content and it will eat carbonic content and survive on the water. So if this water quality not good, or if in the water dissolved oxygen less and organic compound more, that time what will happen? Bacteria are hungry. Always it will try to take carbonic content. But for taking carbonic content required oxygen. If in the water dissolved oxygen less than the carbonic content or organic compound, that time what will happen? for eating carbonic content, this bacteria will not get oxygen. Without oxygen, it will be weak. This bacteria will not take carbonic content, will not take food. So that's why after finishing the dissolved oxygen in the water, this bacteria required more oxygen. Bacteria demand more oxygen. Bacteria demand more oxygen. So this oxygen need to provide from outside. So this oxygen, this required oxygen, we are providing from the outside by aeration system. So that's why it is called BOD, that means biological oxygen demand. That's why it is called biological oxygen demand. Because in the water, dissolved oxygen available, organic compound available, inorganic compound also available. But for living, the bacteria required food. So this bacteria will get food from the organic compound. That means carbon content. This carbon content are food, animal waste, sugar, oil, grease. So from this bacteria will get food. But for decomposing this required oxygen. By this oxygen, this bacteria decompose the carbonic content and take food. But after some time in the water, oxygen will be less. For living bacteria required more food, or bacteria demand more food, because inside the water oxygen not available. So this bacteria required more oxygen. So this oxygen need to provide from outside. That's why it is calling BOD, or biological oxygen demand, or biochemical oxygen demand. I hope BOD you understand. If we provide impurities water from here, so from there impurities will be high, from there BOD will be high. But after aeration, BOD content, BOD concentration, after aeration BOD concentration will be reduced. If I take sample from here, this side BOD percentage will be less. So inlet BOD less than the outlet BOD. Why it is happening? Because here is aeration happening. This bacteria, by helping of oxygen, taking food from the organic compound. This organic compound decompose and this water will be pure water. If in the water dissolved oxygen less, that means BOD more. That means BOD more. If BOD more, dissolved oxygen less. If BOD less, that means in this water dissolved oxygen more. So BOD is inversely proportional to DO. That means BOD inversely proportional to DO. So biological oxygen demand inversely proportional of dissolved oxygen demand. If dissolved oxygen less, so that in that water biological oxygen will be more. If dissolved oxygen more in that water, we understand this biological oxygen demand required less. If BOD 1 to 2 milligram or ppm per liter, very good. Very good. If BOD 3 to 5 milligram per liter, it is fair. If 6 to 9, it is poor.